We back again, y'all. We back again. February 15th. It ain't even been 2 weeks. And Kelly, I got to do another video on you. I didn't even want to do this video when it came out because it was your birthday. It was your birthday and I was going to let you ride. I was going to let you ride this on out. But then I said, your birthday's gone. I done gave you a couple of days. Now, bitch, I got to drag your motherfucking ass again, bitch. I got to drag your ass again. Kelly Rowland done came back with another video. And here I was thinking we were about to get something. And this bitch is on some all lives matter. And she could have stuck there. And she would have did it right. See, your girl Beyonce watches my shit, right? And hopefully by the time I'm done dragging you again, you start watching my stuff too, so you go ahead and take some advice. If Beyonce can look at my darn videos on the low and darn take some of my tidbits, you can too, Kelly. Because I only mean this with love. As my summer skin twin, honey. As my summertime skin twin. I mean this with love. I look up to you. I don't want nothing but the best for you. But when you are wrong and you on some fuck shit, I got to call you out. And if your sister can't call you out, who the hell else can? So, Kelly Rowland came out with this new video, and she partnered with Dove of all people, and that was already problematic. Like, I was thinking from a marketing perspective, I wasn't even thinking about the blackface and stuff like that Dove has been accused of years later. That was brought to my attention again by shout out to Paris Milan. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that Dove just got finished being in a scandal with the shirt where the black woman takes her brown shirt off and she turns into a white woman with a white shirt. Oh. So it was already that right there, but I wasn't even thinking about that. What got me from and for y'all that don't know, I went to school and for marketing before I became an esthetician. So I look at a lot of stuff like this from the marketer's perspective and how this could have been corrected. So, in my professional opinion, this is where Kelly went wrong. Number one, the classic example of grouping more serious black issues with white women complaining about their hair color. You being called ginger, which is actually an accurate depiction of what your hair color is at times, is not equivalent to a black woman facing exposure, facing discrimination from the workplace, being deemed unkept and nappy for having, kinky color texture hair. Like, once again, having natural copper hair is not the same as having naturally kinky hair. So, once again, it was almost like the Shea Moisture, except the difference with Shea Moisture, and the reason why I gave them a pass was they had the white women in their own commercial, and that's what I believe was better. Because the Shea Moisture, which everybody wanted to cancel Shea Moisture on. But how many people are going to put down their Dove? I wait. It's just like with darn on T.I. talking about he's going to boycott Gucci for 3 months. But soon as something black, y'all know the difference between a boycott and canceling shit. Y'all canceled Shea Moisture and then y'all threw a bitch fit when they had to sell, when Richard Lou Dennis sold the shit. Y'all canceled, y'all wasn't buying the products. All 200 plus lines. But then, y'all want to talk about boycotting, but that's another video for another day as far as that darn on Gucci mess. But as far as Kelly Rowland, it was the same. It was similar, except the difference was the white people. You had the biracial girl with the curly hair, the white girl, and then you had the red hair and the Shea Moisture. And then the other videos, it had black women such as, Black is Beautiful, Napatoria 85, etc. And I believe in separating those issues and putting the black women in their own videos to discuss more issues. That way it doesn't come off as if you're comparing, what black people are going through with what white people are going through with something as minuscule as a hair color. But with Dove, on the other hand, They decided to compartmentalize and put everything together, honey. They just said, okay, we're going to put the white woman up in here with the long, silky blonde hair. Like, what the hell was her struggle? Y'all say, oh, she's being picked on as the dumb blonde. It's like, okay. But at the same time, her darn gonna look is the Eurocentric standard of beauty that America aspires to. So it's like, yeah, we had the joke about the dumb blonde, but at the end of the day, she ain't gonna face no type of harsh ridicule in real life, and especially as a young, beautiful blonde at that. It's not like this bitch was shaped like I'm trying to think of. It's not like she was a Jenny McCartney type of shape. No, not Jenny McCartney. What's the other one? The plus side, Melissa McCartney. It's not like this bitch was darn on a chubby girl. It's like all the girls in the video were beautiful, white, black, Asian, biracial, and it could have worked out. But here was another thing with this All Lives Matter, because it looked like an All Lives Matter version of hair. It was like if you was going to have everybody, once again, this is my issue. It's always black and white. And then we forget about the other ones in between. It's like the Native Americans never get featured in the shit. The Asian folk, you ain't had an Asian girl up in here. Because it was like if you was going to have the darn on white girl with the blonde hair at this moment, why couldn't you have a little Ling in the video with some darn on, straight hair? And she'll talk about her struggles. Why couldn't you have the Native American up in there? And you could have talked about that struggle. If you was going to make it an All Lives Matter version of it, you could have got a Asian girl with some wavy hair. So, and that, wavy, curly, and say she faced some discrimination because her family members have more of the stereotypical silky straight hair. You could have found some Native Americans with some curly textures, not the ones with this texture that don't like to claim they blackness. I'm talking about the true Native, natives that are more 50+% Native, who has like the curly hair and actually have the whole look going on. You could have got somebody like that. And then here's another thing, the color. How come you, Kelly, was the darkest person in the video? And granted that you are darker than me, you about 2 shades darker than me, I felt you could have had somebody darker. Because matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up this video again and see it. But I don't think it was even a darker sister in the video. Everybody was like it was like, yeah, it was dark skin, but it's like, you could have gone a little bit darker as well. Let me pull up this video. Like I said, it was so many things that caught. I seen this over a week ago, and I couldn't do nothing because I was at work. Y'all know I work Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, so. Okay, she got one sister that was expelled from school. And then you comparing her to the doggone girl that looks like, they said she looked like a boy because she decided to purposely cut her hair. And it's like, okay, there's plenty of white women who can have short hair and still pull the shit off. I mean, Jennifer Godwin, who was on Once Upon a Time, honey, she was fierce with it. And then you got the girl that does the Dior commercials, so I don't get that. And then you got my girl Rose McGowan that does the bald head. It's like, okay, your hair is cut short. Then you got the biracial talking about her hair look like a pigeon nest. White girl talking about ginger again. And then you got Kelly Rowland. Okay, that's what got to me. It was like everybody was showing their natural hair. And Kelly Rowland, you got this head full of weave up in here. It was so much confusion, I didn't understand what made sense. It was like, it lost the theme of the video. It was like, okay, everybody talking about struggles with their real hair. And here you is as a black woman with extensions that is more so the acceptable black girl version. Because y'all know, us from the hood, Kelly, you born and raised in you born in Atlanta, Georgia, partially raised. Then you grew up in H-Town. You know this. And me being from North Carolina is all the same. You got that 3C darn on unit up in your head, knowing damn well your hair texture is more like a 4B. Because I seen your natural hair texture, and it's grown out. She's done been natural for a couple years now, and she stopped, cutting her hair because she used to keep it up to here. And now she done learned about that shrinkage, honey. I told her, she used to perpetually have her hair flat iron. And I was like, when that shit gets back kinky, when she washes her hair, I know it be irritating when her shit goes all the way up to here. I know she about to let that hair grow, and now it's about down the hill. How come we didn't see your natural hair in the video? Everybody else talking about their shit, and here you is got a head full of weave up in your head. So that was the first hypocrisy. It's like, how the hell you gonna talk about you love your crown, and you got a good darn on 4 bundles of 3C. You got 4 bundles of 3C curly covering your damn crown. So that was the first hypocrisy right there with you, Kelly. It's like you darn on dancing in the video with everybody else with their natural hair and darn on braids. Now, old girl, she might have had some feed-in extensions with the how bulky her braids was. But here was another thing. It was like, if you was going to do an all lives matter version of hair, it was like you should have included a lot more diversity than the stereotypical black and white. It's like, even down to the white girl, it's like you couldn't have found a white girl with a more curlier texture, like Shirley Temple curls. Because contrary to popular belief, you have white women who have curly hair, and you have black people with more wavy hair that gets picked on. I remember back in school, I used to get picked on because of my features not looking like the typical black American. I was called Squidward. I was called all types of mutts and everything. And it's like, the gag is I'm not even damn mitts at all. But people thought I was as a child. And this is just off of my darn on genetic makeup of my darn on look. And I have 2 darn on black parents. I could only imagine what it would have been like if I was a little bit lighter with a looser texture curl. But it's like you could have found somebody like me with a thin nose in the video, and really took the conversation there. It couldn't have just been about hair, because the thing is, why is this a Dove commercial talking about hair anyway? It's like, Dove is known for deodorant, and I know they got a little bit of hair care products, but it's like there was no product placement. So once again, I'm going back to the marketer in me. It's like, y'all talking about hair care and loving your crown, but this is a message on behalf of Dove, who is typically known for skincare and body products. Like, you're known for antiperspirants. And secondarily, you're known for the body wash. Like, you got enough brand identity where people know about the Dove soap, and you know about the Dove body wash, and we know about the Dove deodorant. But nobody is really putting Dove in their hair like that. As far as like I can't even think of a hair care product that Dove has. Like, does Dove even have a shampoo? So it was like, even the fact that this was all on behalf of Dove, that confused me for 2 reasons. Number one, the fact that you already know you don't fucked up with black people. And now you got the underdog of the black R&B community, because, Kelly Rowland's everybody underdog, right? You got her in here, and you would think Dove would have had enough common sense after the last scandal that just happened last year, that they would have thought to hire a black marketer. Like, it's not that hard to find us. Like, really? You didn't think to get no black marketers on the team and say, you know what? The soap industry overall has a negative representation of black people. They go all the way back to the 1920s. We have pictures of black people washing with darn on soap and then turning into white people. And then we made the mistake of having a black woman take her shirt off, and then she turns into a white woman with a white shirt on. So after following that just last year, you didn't think of getting a black marketer to deal with something like this with Kelly. And if you was going to be an all-inclusive, you could have had somebody like me have the Asian girl up in there with the curly hair, have a ginger curly white woman with a more curly texture, would have had an Asinasi Jew that had the Bruno Mars hair going on, have a black Ethiopian sister up in there with naturally wavy hair, and then have different braids, because it was like, okay, you had the one girl with the big chunky braids, and that's the only chick up in there with braids. It's like it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls, and Kelly Rowland and the other chick is the only dark skinned sister is in there. And I say that lightly because it's like, you couldn't have gone darker. You couldn't have got a nice Kenyan looking Lupita Nyong'o up in the mix. And it's like, and my hair is my crown. And that's another thing. It's like, no, your hair don't make your crown. Your hair can be your crown, but it don't have to be your crown and glory. And that was another thing. The direction of the message was glorifying the hair as if the hair makes you instead of you make the hair. So as a company, I felt that. And then you dealing with children. And I felt that was a little slap in the face, because the only young lady that you have in here that represents black people is this girl with these long braids, which has, more likely feed-in extensions in it. You don't have no actual black dark-skinned girl in this video that has, naturally Afro texture hair. You have the biracial girl showing off her 3A, 3B crown. But when it comes to the black sister, she's the one with the braids. And that gives us a subliminal that, as a dark-skinned sister, you really can't, highlight your hair unless it's, braids or whatever. It's like the kinky your hair texture is, you got to be weaved up like Kelly Rowland, or you got to have these extensions and these extension braids. You can't have no short afro and darn gonna rock it like the girls off of Bring It. Like Bring It is more all inclusive lately than darn on this video from Kelly Rowland. I've seen that they finally done got them weaves off in that confessional, and they're showcasing their various textures of hair from 3C to 4A, 4B. But you're behind a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, darn Dove, and you telling me they couldn't have got a darker sister up in there with some short hair? They could have got a lighter sister with short hair as well, and shown some young black women who are now becoming natural, and they just cut off the relaxer. Like, I would have preferred this video if it was more so that you make your crown and your crown don't make you. Because the way this video was to me, it came off as if the hair made you. Because Kelly Rowland got this whole 4 bundles of 3C instead of her natural hair. You only got one other black sister in the video. Everybody else is either mixed or darn on full white. And I understand that Dove is a white company, but you got the most whitest of white people. Like, white people only come with this one standard look. You didn't have the Shirley Temple white woman up in there. You didn't have the Nazi Jewish white person up in there. You could have had an Italian person up in here. You could have had an Asian person up in here. You could have had a Native American up in here. I don't see no Latina up in here. Because once again, if you're going to do this all-inclusiveness, don't just make it black and white. You should have included everybody up in there if you was going to make it a darn on all lives matter, in my opinion. Or option number 2. If you would have just did an all-black version, what I would have loved to see would have been different hues of blackness. Because like I said, Kelly Rowland, you might be darker than me, but you're not the darkest sister. You got people who are Lupita Nyong'o's complexion, Viola Davis complexion, Tika Sumpter's complexion, all these beautiful various milk chocolate, and here you is in a position where you could have advocated for some more melanated girls, especially as a woman who grew up with colorism issues, and Auntie Tina had to darn tell you that your chocolateness is beautiful, and now you're in a position where you could have influenced chocolate sisters being put on in promotion. And because you got a little bit of leeway, you being Kelly Rowland, you could have made the suggestion to Dove. And they could have listened. Especially knowing how they done fucked up with black people already. But this is how they feel so comfortable with, they don't even get held accountable. Because people like darn on T.I., they know they are only going to boycott. We are so darn on latched on to darn on white companies, it's almost like Stockholm Syndrome. Because how many of y'all going to darn on boycott, cancel Dove behind this? Not boycott. Even with the option of of having plenty of different alternatives, I guarantee you a lot of darn on black people will still fuck with Dove behind this. Just like people will fuck with darn on Gucci who have the money to buy it. You see how darn on Floyd Mayweather proudly walked this motherfucking dog looking ass up in the store. But as soon as it's a black company that does an honest mistake, such as Shea Moisture, oh, it was a cancellation. Y'all knew the difference between a boycott and a cancellation when it came to Shea Moisture. And they had an innocent mistake of putting the white girls first in the video, even though the other 24 videos had dominantly black women. Even though this company for years has always been for black people. And the moment they did say one white commercial, oh, y'all cancel them. But then you got a whole company over here with a history of blackface, Gucci, Prada, H&M. Oh, y'all still going to there. And even though we have all these other choices, but y'all let somebody be caught wearing FUBU or South Pole or Shine John, y'all will say the shit is dated. But then you'll go watch that Gucci and Prada and they darn gonna show you blackface. But y'all let somebody be wearing Baby Fat or House of Darion, y'all are darn gonna discredit your black people and say, oh, that's dated. We date our shit and sell our shit soon as we get to the 10-year mark. I've never seen a black business when clothing past 10 years. Shine John, Rocker Rare, FUBU, House of Darion, all of them sold their darn gone lines within 10 years. Yet darn gone Prada, Gucci, Givenchy, Roberto Cavalli, and all of these motherfuckers have been around for how many decades? And now Dove been around for how many decades? And y'all act like Shea Moisture don't come out with some natural deodorant. And even if you got to go to a white-owned brand, you can get you some Tom's natural deodorant for $7. Like, really? You spending $6 on that darn gone antiperspirant anyway. You can just $1 more and you can be all natural. Y'all won't even do that. Little long go and support a natural black-owned business such as SS Smooth Skin Supply. And y'all know I can purchase from her and I can sell y'all, Miss Stephanie Lane's deodorants. Another black sister out of Plano, Texas. So you got Shea Moisture that sells deodorants. You got a lot of sisters on Etsy that sells, natural skincare. You got my mentor, Stephanie Lanes. She just came out with the brightening balm that goes under the arms. Now, how many of y'all going to switch over? How many of y'all going to be in my inbox? Or how many of y'all still darn on secretly spraying that antiperspirant? That is the reason that your underarms are darkened. You wonder why your underarms are dark. And then a company that's known for darkening people underarms, and you darn gonna smell like darn on sour fish if you go 2 days without having that deodorant on. Even if you wash it in the shower, as soon as you step out, you still smell like fish. I wonder why. And you got this darn on antiperspirant company doing a hair video, and they're not even known for hair, but they are known for their darn on history of missing the mark when it comes to black people. And then they have one of the icons of black R&B music with this shit right here. And you telling me they ain't think at no point in time to get no black marketer on board to correct them on this shit. Because once again, I'm going to repeat, where's the Asian woman in this video? Where's the Native American in this video? Where is the darn gone Nazi Jew in the video? Where's the Italian in the video? Where's the albino in the video? Where's the exceptionally dark-skinned sister in the video that looks like Lupita Nyong'o? Like, you should have went and been all-inclusive with the diversity. You should have had the albino who had the white hair, the albino who has the red, because, there's 4 types of albinism. So, you should have had the one that has more of the copper tone hair. You should have had the dark-skinned sister with the short hair, the dark-skinned sister with an afro. You could have had somebody with some bank, and that goes into the second version. I believe that it should have been more of an all black, because Dove, we always know, is dominantly white dominated anyway. You could have had one dedicated video for the sisters, Kelly Rowland. And you should have had one where the woman had the bang two knots, had the bang two knots, the Senegalese braids, the dreadlocks. That's another one. I didn't see not nail child up in here with any dreadlocks. What about the girls with the dreadlocks, Kelly? Or the sister locks for the ones who have the smaller ones? I didn't see any of that. You could have, and then it's like back to the weave. I'm going to shout out my Congolese sister, my fellow Congolese sister, Miss Mushia. You could have reached out to her and got a kinkier texture of darn hair up in your head. If you was going to wear some darn hair that wasn't yours. So this darn video, Mr. Mark with me on everything. It's like, it could have either been an all black video where it could have showed the albinos to the darkest from Africa to in between. You could have had West Indians up in there. You could have had, you know, Aboriginals up in there. Dark-skinned Asian Filipinos up in there. Mixed race black people, biracial black people, full black people, browner skin black people, darker skin, different hair textures, different limbs, short hair, long hair, curly hair, no hair, because at the end of the day, you make your crown. Your damn crown don't make you. You make your crown. Your damn crown don't make you. I would have loved it if I seen a woman who just did a big chop. A young lady who did a big chop and she was owning her short hair. That's what I would have loved to see in the video. What I seen with Dove, with this collaboration with Kelly, was stereotypical. It was a stereotypical white girl with the long, silky blonde hair, the ginger hair with the head full of hair, the biracial girl with the abundance of hair, the black girl with the braids, and then you got Kelly Rowland with the weave. I didn't see one black sister up in there that was rocking her natural afro. I didn't see one white sister up in there that actually had a short pixie cut that was working for her. Yeah, they had one in there and they said she was looking like a boy. Nah. Girl, what's wrong with it? I mean, hell, Grace Jones made a career off of being androgynous. You had darn Prince that was androgynous. It ain't nothing wrong with being androgynous. Flip it, zip it, and reverse it. It's Cher, that you did look like a boy. If I were a boy, you should have flipped it on it. Girl, you did. And you should have darn flipped it on him and said, I'm fresher than you. I'm fresher than you. I would have loved it if they would have did that with her. But y'all just jumped around and was jumping up and down talking about I love my crown. And then it was almost like a session reputation of I love my crown. I love my crown. I love my crown. And it was like, no, Kelly. You let me down. You let me down. You let me the fuck down with this video. You sitting up here for the whole, how long this damn video is. For 2 minutes and 56 seconds talking about I love my crown. Not that your crown don't make you, that no matter what your hair type, like, it was so superficial. It was so superficial. Like, you could have really gone deeper in this on so many different facets. Like I said. Could have had more diversity of races and cultures and ethnicities of people up in there. Could have had some Spanish dark-skinned sisters up in there, like a little baby Amara La Negra, a little Caramel Evelyn Lozada, Christina Milian. Like you didn't have no Afro-Latinas up in here, no Africans up in here, no Spanish-speaking people up in here from like Portugal or Puerto Rico. No Mexican girl up in here. No versions of Native Americans whatsoever. No Cherokees. No Lumbees. No Sioux. No Arawaks. No Chinese, such as China, Japan, Filipino, Thailand. The list goes on and on. I didn't see no version of representation. I seen the stereotypical American, okay, the black sister looks good only when she has a 3C weave, and the black sister look good when she had the braids. That's what I got in this whole 2 minutes and 56 seconds as a professional marketer. That's what I got from this. This was not a win for black people at all. This was another darn on stereotype of, okay, we're going to deepen the requirements. Y'all said Angela Bassett can't be the token brown skin shade no more. So we just going to go down to Kelly Rowland. And we ain't going to have nobody darker than her. Even though we have tons of beautiful, darker skinned young ladies in America. We could have had, like I said, a Tika Sumter version of her in this video. You could have had Viola Davis. The list goes on and on. Danielle B. I just seen a video from her about called Black Woman. I love the little minute that I seen on Instagram. I got to check out the full version. I seen the video just drop. You could have had somebody like that. But Kelly Rowland, you of all people. And like I say, it just lets me down because I just got finished dragging you about, June's Diary. And if anybody should have been at the Super Bowl getting some attention, it shouldn't have been Chloe and Holly because we already know who the fuck they is. Number one, Beyonce put them on, and it's like, I hate to say it like that, but it's like, you supposed to be near the same level. You don't have the same vocal talent because you wasn't as consistent. But bitch, you are darn gonna have the ability to at least be better than Rihanna, who is still universally known. And the fact that you're darn gonna just being complacent and darn gonna riding on by, I already had to drag you on your complacency. Because it's not from the lack of talent. You is one of the baddest black women about here, and you being motherfucking darn gone lazy. And now you got your goddamn reputation on the line. And now you're about to have me pissed off for you. I feel I'm more pissed off for you than you are. Because you done sat here and darn gonna let June's Diary be on the wayside. Frank Gadsden's doing his best as a dance instructor to try to get them put on. But here you is, 1/3 of Destiny's Child. Here you is, the icon of darn gone motherfucking R&B music. And you darn gonna just got them by the wayside. Darn gone Super Bowl come to your hometown. And if anybody was the most qualified out of Atlanta right now, it would have been Kelly Rowland. Tell me another artist who has a list of work compared to Kelly Rowland from Atlanta, Georgia, that could have darn on did the Super Bowl that could have been PG friendly. Because I don't want to hear nobody like Nicki Minaj or Lil Wayne where half the song is bleeped out. So tell me somebody who would have been a better fit at the Super Bowl than darn gone Kelly Rowland. Now, even though we supposed to be protesting the shit, but we seen y'all half y'all motherfuckers still going there. But if we was going to give the pass to anybody going to the Super Bowl, I said it could have been Kelly motherfucking Rowland. And she could have brought everybody up out there because she done collaborate with everybody. She been with Destiny Child, Beyonce and Michelle could have popped up out there. And it's like Beyonce don't act darn on scared now to be at the Super Bowl. You had Chloe and Holly out there singing the darn on at the Super Bowl. Your man is still darn on hiring people to be football players at the Super Bowl. So you might as well done jump your ass up out at the halftime show again. Y'all could have had darn on Destiny Child at the Super Bowl. Then had Lil Wayne and T.I. and done had Soulja. Had August Alsina come out there. Lil Wayne with the darn on Motivation. Had darn on EVE shimmy shake her darn on ass up out there while she want to talk shit about Chris Breezy. You could have had Miss darn on breast paw print darn on. She now wants to be Miss Classy because she now married to a white man, Eve. She now wants to act like Eve from the Bible now and wants to be judgmental. Act like she wasn't coming from the strip club not too long ago. Act like you did not darn gonna have a porn video before everybody. You was the darn gone porn whore before motherfucking darn gonna sucking cooch known as Kim Kardashian herself. How soon we forget your motherfucking place, bitch. And I'm going to leave it at that because I only really want to even get on motherfucking Eve right now. I actually want to deal with a woman that's actually worth a conversation. That's actually worth something. Because Eve, you pissed me the fuck off. So let me actually get to somebody that's actually still talented and relevant, that actually made it to icon status, that was actually worthy of the conversation of talking about something as a Super Bowl. Something that you could never get to in life, Evie Eve. But darn gone Kelly, back to your ass. With all this, you let darn gone yourself down. You let darn gone June's Diary down. And now you darn gone out here misrepresenting black women all across the damn land with this. Giving the darn gone subliminal in the minds of young, impressionable black girls, where they can make the darn gone connection mentally in their mind that everybody else is wearing their hair. And the only two black sisters up in the hair has questionable feed-in extensions with her darn gone braids. And then Kelly clockable with the 3C unit. You couldn't have your natural hair out for this darn on video while you talking about I love my crown, but it's all under 4 bundles of motherfucking 3C curly. You supposed to be Tina Knowles encourage you to rep your chocolateness, but you the darkest skinned sister in the video, and you're only 2 shades darker than me, and there's I want to say there's at least 7 to 10 shades to go before you get to the darkest past my skin tone. So that means there's 5 additional darker shades from your complexion, Kelly. I'm waiting. I want to hear the explanation. You going to put this on Dove? Despite the status of the position that you're in? Because once again, I'm putting the fault equally on you. This is 50-50 blame right here. This is just as much as your blame as it is darn on Dove. Dove, we already know where they coming from. They thinking about a quick darn on appeasement dollar. They know black people, they darn gone are reactionary. They ain't done nothing lately to piss black people off. So they thought they'd get away with this shit again. And then y'all will be darn gone still buying the stuff because y'all are suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. And nobody ain't darn gone diagnosed y'all and called y'all out on that shit. But I'm going to be the one. And I can't darn gone boycott, because number one, I'm not the boycotting girl. I'm the canceling girl, honey. When somebody shows you who they are, it is no changing. And it's like, Dove, you done had, I would say, okay, Dove, you ain't never done nothing full outright. But you really pushing on black people's last nerves. And it's like, I can't never rep you no way because, now I can work behind the scenes with y'all on some marketing shit, but I can't never really rep in front of the camera anyway. I'm a naturalist. I don't even believe in it. You know, as an esthetician, I don't even condone anybody using your products. But if Kelly, you going to be up on there talking about Dove, which is a dominantly anti-perspirant brand, that's making a video based off of hair care, which they're not known for, which means they should at least had a product placement somewhere in the video, even if you weren't going to talk about it. I know videos make inspirational commercials, and they make it a point to make sure that they're relatable to their customers, so they make sure not to highlight the brand. But still, when you do that and you're talking about a subject that's not even, and you're making a skit that don't even pertain to what you normally do as a brand, such as hair care, as opposed to anti-perspirant body care, you should have had a product placement to remind people that you have hair products, because I'm still, off the top of my head, don't know what kind of hair care products that y'all have. I don't know any at all. So it's like, you miss me with the product placement. The fact that you're even talking about hair care as an anti-perspirant brand. The fact that you are known having a multiple history of missing the mark with black people. And then Kelly Rowland, you as a dark-skinned darn sister, talking about you love your crown, knowing that the crown, you make the crown, the crown don't make you. But here you is in the video subliminally giving the opposite, which is now reconditioning girls that they crown makes them versus they make their crown. If a young girl cuts all her hair off the mar, she still is rocking it. If she got hair all the way to her ass, she's rocking it. If her hair is 4C, 4B like your texture, she's still rocking it. And she don't have to feel the need to hide her darn on hair underneath 4 bundles of 3C curly. So I'm going to leave it at that because this video can really go into even more deeper details. But that was my thoughts. What was y'all thoughts on Kelly Rowland's video with this darn on I love my crown? Me personally, it made me darn on frown. And darn on Kelly Rowland, you motherfucker let me down. That's how I felt about the shit. So y'all leave y'all thoughts about Kelly Rowland's video. Like I said, I'm upset with her. I'm done with her. I want her to stick to what she know. Just go ahead and give us some good R&B music. Don't try to be no inspiration because it seems like you can't do that. You always having somebody speak for you. You don't want to never be at the forefront of darn on shit. You one of the most talented darn on people out here, but you always letting somebody else darn on speak on your behalf. You letting darn on Dove speak for you and your people. And darn on you darn on co-sign this bullshit. Cause you could have said no, you had enough money. You got darn on good paycheck over there with American Idol. You got the royalties from darn on Destiny Child. You got all these other appearances. You're currently with darn on Fabletics. You could have had the damn Super Bowl if you played your damn cards right. And then that would have propelled you to get your new music up out there. Since we ain't heard from you since 2014, it's now 2019. It's been 5 years. You could have played your cards right and did that. But instead, you want to do some bullshit, darn on reinforcing young, impressionable black girls that their crown makes them versus them making their crown. Bitch, bye. So that's it, y'all. Y'all leave y'all thoughts, comments, suggestions down below. Y'all already heard mine. Share, subscribe. Hell, share it to darn on Kelly Rowland and Dove. If y'all share this, I want you to hashtag Dove and hashtag Kelly Rowland. I want them to see this darn on video. And because I want some answers to this. So y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.